Hello, my dear friend. Today, my topic is how to make decision harmoniously with our inner being. Because one of my dear subscriber asked this question, and it happened that one of my best friend recently asked the same question, and another one of my patient have same question that I happen to answer or share my experience. So I could answer how to make decisions in two steps. One is a relatively answer, a relative answer. The other absolute answer. Okay, before I start, let's share the two questions from one of my patient or one of my best friend. So one of my best friend, let's call him John. John had a problem of the decision making of is it right to have the COVID-19 vaccination or not. So he had to make a decision to have the vaccination done or not. Before he was so determined he won't. But now situation changes to say some of his friends and also the friend's family ask if the friend is asking to invite to join another party to another friend, so they are concerned he or she is vaccinated or not. Also, John is planning to go abroad, traveling. We have the vaccination diploma, how to say the visa. So all these things came to show up, try to, shake his confirmed concept of not have vaccination. So I answer simply, does the vaccination changes you or no? Yes, maybe it will have minor change, even major change to your body. That's why a lot of people concerned of the side effects from the vaccination to the body. There's always all kinds of news. So I asked him, do you change whether to have it or no? So basically, do you identify with a concept or even a decision? So if you were not changed by that decision made or kind of act, kind of solution, so you're okay. So my opinion is there's something that never changed by our decisions. Our decision making is always relatively right or relatively wrong. But in the absolute, there's no right or wrong. So for John, I just simply asked him to observe the, the solidate, the solid concept of not having vaccination because that may be damage to my body. So purely observe that choices or pre-decisions and zoom out to have a big picture. Okay, we can come back to this pure observation later. So the second patient, my second person who is my patient asked the same question. Now she's very upset because she has to make a decision to live with her partner or no. So let's call her Mary. Mary had a partner who is 24 years older than her. So she has a lot of concerns about this huge age difference will influence her life later. So I just asked, so to he this I just asked her to answer my simple question. Do you love him? She said yes. And does your partner loves you? She said yes. Then I said, okay, since you both love each other, you have this solid foundation of connection. That is the foundation of you can you can stay together because everything else is secondary. Everything else in terms of like different state of age or financial situation or family background and so on. Once you love each other, so that's the that's the key connection. That's the essence that a couple stay together, right? If a couple doesn't love each other, no matter how superficially bondage they have, it's a not good situation. They may divorce sooner or later. I also ask her to calm down, trying to calm down, to looking at all the pre-decisions or the choices she could have. Try to zoom out or step back in a calm, non-judgmental or non-habitual field, observing all the incoming and outgoing thoughts, habits of thinking. Please do now. You have to stay back to the inner being first. So observe the current situations in terms of relationship, finance, education, career, and so on. Like you can observe odd objects in front of you. In the same way, you can observe all the life situations, your life situations completely, without decision making yet, without prejudgments. Even though there is some concept of a good, bad, yes or no, you also all those also be observed in terms of thoughts, concept, emotions involved, and so on. You can do it right now. Like you're standing in the center of inner being, observe everything externally, bodily, and internally. You are studying them with high alertness, but do not jump into any concept or decision yet. So this first step of creating that space between the phenomena, any object outside and inside of you, to create that space to observe, to study, to inquire. This first step, so standing here, the center of the inner being, you have more complete picture, not only your life situations, but your choices also. Some more constructive, positive solutions or decisions may arise, which is beyond your old habits of thinking, decision, emotions, and so on. It's like you open yourself completely, vastly, letting go all the conditionings, even it's a good conditioning. So then, standing from there, have the total observation or study of all the choices, all the objects, all the conditions. The first principle is that decision you're gonna make harmonious with your inner being? Say you want to change your job because that job has higher position, has more salary, but it's in a more stressful, competitive situation, which may affect your inner being more than the current job, which you may earn less, but you are in a very quiet, comfortable workplace or situation. So always check, is that decision I'm gonna make will influence my inner being, my calm, my joy, my, seeking for the ultimate truth or happiness or no? If yes, then you maybe should wait, should change. So it comes to that What you value the most. What you value the most always influence your inner being. Generally, what you value the most always influence your choices, influence your decision making. Make sense? So let's say for most people, health, wealth, happiness, and self-accomplishment is their external uh, goal of life, right? Health, wealth, happiness, and self-accomplishment. So in terms of all the life situations, in relationship, in finance, in career, in education, and so on, in family relationships too. So whatever your decision you're making, if it influences your inner being, so you may think it again. What you value most is the key factor that influences your decision making. For Mary, in my case, if we value the love from her partner the most, so everything will become secondary in terms of age, finance, education, different backgrounds, and so on, because the true love between two lovers or partners or you know couples are the key connection. It's the foundation of everything else, and everything this every other difficulties or even uh, even the fights or quarrels or disagreements between the two lovers will overcome because they have that true love. They have that love that is a solid foundation for their staying together. And for my second case, John, it's more like does any decision making change you? Absolutely no. Any life situations is a chain of decision makings. Actually, it's a cause and effect. Cause and effect. Ultimately, no life situations can influence your inner being in terms of relationship, finance, education, job, and so on. So that's also the major difference between a master and a worldly person. A master, for a worldly person, they always influenced by the external surroundings, you know, situations, decision made, and so on. They are influenced by the external factors. But if you're a master, your inner being will change the outside world. So that's the inner calm, joy, and bliss will change the outside world. Okay, I think I relatively and absolutely answered how to make a decision harmoniously with the inner being. Rest in your inner being first, calm, relax, without any judgments, prejudgments, and resistance. Be neutral, be present. Have a complete understanding of your situations and choices, and make a decision in terms of thinking without any judgments and resistance too. In that term, it's not you are making the decision. There's a higher intelligence help you make the decision because you're open enough, you're calm enough, you're relaxed enough. But it's not easy. It's not that difficult. Try to connect your being more and more. You will have the answer. Thank you.